for the second.
He did the hard work, didn't he, in breaking the throw.
Don't think he likes that lie.
Could use the treble 20 here. Does double 13.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Excellent, that. A bit of versatility, adaptability from Chris Gilland. And Gilland has been extra good on the outer ring. 3 out of 4, in fact, so far in this game. And that will lay down like a perfect marker.
Game shot
and
on
he uses it expertly. Great win for Gilland in the first tie of tonight's 10. He gets the better of Cam Crabtree, who leaves the stage looking a little concerned, and he would be any defeat in this group, and you're already playing catch-up. Such is the quality of the field tonight. Gilland wins it 4-2. Not much in the averages, both north of 90, but the finishing was the big difference. The 104 turned the game in Gilland's favour. 4 out of 5, that's 80% strike rate on the checkouts, and 2 points in the pocket for the Northern Irishman. Kevin Beness makes his Modus Super Series debut after the break when he takes on Danny Jansen.
Was playing very good darts at that point. Obviously he was. He won a tour card.
Bullseye here.
Getting shot on the first leg, Danny Jansen.
And that is a bullet from the mullet. Fantastic finish from Danny Jansen to raid on the Beness parade, revealed in the previous match. A lot of players want to go to Gill and then give themselves a decision to make. I will hold that thought. Oh, good job. Because Danny Jansen has just held his throw with a second ton-topping checkout. This time, a 158. Well, the way the game's gone, you'd expect Jansen to clean this up. And he's got 2 darts at double 15. Needs them both. One's obscuring the target, but he's found a way. A perfect adjustment. And pretty perfect in terms of the finishing in that game. Never did he have a go at a checkout and not take it out. Well, the way the game's gone, you'd expect Jansen to clean this up. And he's got 2 darts at double 15. Needs them both. One's obscuring the target, but he's found a way. A perfect adjustment. And pretty perfect in terms of the finishing in that game. Never did he have a go at a checkout and not take it out in that match, Danny Jansen. 4 out of 5 in the end after that missed double 15, but when he could only see half the bed, he still found it, and he picks up the points in the opening match at the expense of Kevin Beness. Again, both players averaging over 90. Again, one player having an 80% strike rate on the finishers, but this time, Jansen included 2 ton-plus checkouts. Great start to the evening's action. Let's see if it continues when Aiden Kirk takes on Chris Gilland next.
You never truly understand the thought pattern of the player. We know the thought pattern here, though.
Getting shot on the 5th leg, Chris Gilland.
Well, we know the delivery as well. Absolutely superb once again there for Chris Gilland to get him that breaker throw and put himself in the ascendancy.
There's a half an hour spell of brilliance, and Chris Gilland's had that tonight, and it could afford him 4 points. But if he wants it...
90.
Didn't want it, played it sensibly.
Sensible is the word there. Aiden Kirk not on a finish, back on 196.
60.
And still got lots of work to do. Gilland will be expecting 6, but he'll want to do it in 1.
Does do it in 1. He sharpened up the finishing towards the end of the game. The stunning 154 table turner gave him control of the match, and he closes it out with the 16 darter, opting for tops. There you see that 20-point gap we talked about in the averages, and it is a third 4-2 scoreline from all the 3 matches so far, and 2 of them have gone the way of Chris Gilland, who's made the perfect start to the evening. Coming next, 2 of the players who are yet to pick up points as Cam Crabtree takes on Kevin Beness. Gonna need them.
46.
Feel Beness needs these last 2 to be in the red. Not going to happen.
94.
At least found 1 just to give himself an outside hope. But those hopes may be extinguished here as Crabtree takes aim at double 6.
72. Kevin Car
which he
142.
failed to find. Wasn't far away, but a miss is as good as a mile.
Well, some people don't like the low doubles, but for a player like Crabtree,
95.
you feel
Kevin
it'll suit him
6.
better.
Game shot on the match.
Suits you, sir. Cam Crabtree with a 4-1 win over a beleaguered Beness, who has now played 2 and has failed to pick up any points despite decent stuff. He's been consistent across those 2 games, Kevin Beness, averaging around that 92 mark, but in that one only getting 3 darts at double, hitting one of them. Cam Crabtree was very strong in that encounter, bouncing back from earlier defeat at the hands of Gilland. It's a 4-1 win with an average of just about 99 and a 50% strike rate on the checkouts. Danny Jansen is hoping to join Gilland at the top of the table by winning his first 2 matches. He'll have to beat Aiden Kirk to do it.
Feels the group's going. If you feel like you're chasing.
Does he go for it? He does.
Game shot on the 3rd leg.
And he
Aiden
gets it. Absolutely superb. Not going to.
104.
So Aiden Kirk
Aiden Car 32.
to pick up his first points.
Game shot on
And
the
there
match.
it is.
Aiden Kirk.
Danny Jansen defeated for the first time. Kirk gets his first victory in this group. Lovely. Picture perfect by Kevin Beness, who doubles his lead with a 120.
3rd leg, Chris to throw first. Game on. Car 40.
Hardly hits. Does leave a finish just in case. 2 10s.
Game shot on the
And
match.
Kevin Beness bags his first points on his debut day at the Modus Super Series. A 4-2 win against Gilland as bottom beats top. And that is a signal of how close this group could get. There are only 2 points between all 5 players now, and that will stay the same until at least Gilland plays again in game 9 tonight. But in game 6, Beness gets a victory, a decent performance, a lovely 120 checkout in there, an average just shy of 92, and he is off the mark. Coming next, Cam Crabtree taking on Danny Jansen.
Daniel Carr 114.
Tops.
Game shot on the 3rd leg. Danny
Nicely
Jansen.
done. Another ton topper. There it
Game
is.
shot on the match. Cam Crabtree.
26 darts to complete the last 2 legs. A quick fire double salvo to get rid of Danny Jansen. And to do it by a 4-1 margin that is more than enough to take Cam Crabtree to the top of the table. He's getting a little telling off from Pollings, not sure what that's about. But he didn't look too sure what it was about either. You see there the average is not too much difference, but it was a game that Crabtree did really boss from start to finish. And he makes it 2 wins from 3. Coming next, Aiden Kirk and Kevin Beness, hoping to do exactly the same thing. Big numbers in this game, 4 180s. And now on a 10 darter to win the match.
100. Aiden Carr 36.
Now what does he do? That's
Game
what he
shot on
does.
the match. Aiden Kirk.
Had a little fleeting thought about splitting or busting, but then decided that hitting would be the best option. And it is a dozen dart leg in the end that sees Aiden Kirk cross the line. It means that Kevin Beness ends his evening with just 1 win from his 4 fixtures. Aiden Kirk could have a very strong end to the night, losing his opener when he was kind of out of sorts against Gilland, but has bounced back to play well and win his next 2 matches, and he still has 1 more to play. That'll be the last match against Cam Crabtree, but before that, Danny Jansen meets Gilland.
It'd be a big 6 dart conversion if this goes. Oh, it could.
117. Daniel Carr 20.
Or it would have been 329 in half a dozen darts. You would have hoped to have had
Jansen.
at least half a dozen points, but instead Chris Gilland, who had 4 points at about 11 o'clock, still has 4 points as we approach 1 o'clock. Danny Jansen joins him on that number. Cam Crabtree and Aiden Kirk both have that amount as well. They're going to shoot out to see who will top the table in the final match of the session, but Jansen leaves the happier of the pair. Gilland unable to add to his first 2 victories by losing his last 2 games. Jansen wins 4-1. Kirk Crabtree coming next.
Be topping the table overnight. He's going to get 6 darts of which to do that from 91.
Double 16, and there it is. What an end to the game. We've seen plenty of legs like that tonight. That was a dozen darter from Cam Crabtree. Aiden Kirk's thrown a few of those himself, but he's on the wrong end of this one. As Crabtree makes it a hat-trick of wins, he's happy with his evening's arrows. And Aiden Kirk, well, he will be relatively happy as well. The pair of them occupying provisional qualification spots. The top 2, in fact, in the table. But it's Crabtree that sits alone at the summit, having won 3 of his 4 matches. He signs off with a 4-2 win over Kirk. A nice 91 checkout in there to seal it. He makes it 6 points. Kirk, Jansen and Gilland on 4. Kevin Beness on 2. And myself and Matthew Edgar will round up all the action at the other end of this.